navigating healthcare as a quadriplegic as it is an able-bodied person. I was an able-bodied person for 22 years of my life. So I know what it was like and what it is now. And the past, I would say, like, especially the past 1.5 to 2 years, I realized so much that you really do have to be able to advocate for yourself. And also, when doing so, knowing that you're doing it for other people that don't feel that they can.
Welcome back to our video series, Raise Your Voice, Succeeding Through Self-Advocacy. In this segment, we will explore the challenges of navigating the healthcare industry as someone living with paralysis. Navigating and obtaining health care for anyone can be challenging. For people with paralysis, there can be even more barriers. It's incredibly important to ensure that your providers and their offices can meet your needs in terms of accessibility, knowledge, and experience.
When you call to make that appointment, I've learned over the years to be very clear to explain to the person setting up the appointment, I am coming, I am in a power wheelchair or manual wheelchair. I have a spinal cord injury and I have paralysis from the chest down. I'm a very specific, and what I learned is sometimes in the beginning, I used to kind of say that, and then I thought that was good enough. Well, then you would get there and realize the person who took the appointment didn't write that down or didn't share it with the right person. And so now I will say those things, but I'll also say, are you taking notes of that? Can you make sure that when I come, the room that they pick for me is large enough or that someone's there to assist? And then when I get there, I'll ask again.
Doctors' offices, hospitals, and clinics can have a wide range of experience in treating a patient with paralysis. Knowing the right questions to ask your provider can reduce stress of the unknown and help establish a rapport with your provider's office. You may want to ask some of the following questions before making a doctor's appointment. Is the doctor familiar and experienced in treating patients with your condition? Will the doctor be able to provide specialized care for the specific condition or type of condition that you have? It's also a good idea to research the doctor ahead of time to see their background and specialties. Ask others with your same condition for referrals to doctors in your geographic location. Can the doctor provide referrals to other healthcare professionals or rehabilitation specialists who can assist with the management of your condition? Is the office able to handle any special equipment you may need during the appointment? For example, a Hoyer lift or wheelchair-accessible scale. Will the doctor be able to provide information on assistive technologies or adaptive devices that may be helpful for you? Is there wheelchair-accessible parking close to the office? If the office is not on the first floor, is there an elevator? To make your appointment more productive, bring a list of current medications and relevant medical records. By actively communicating and preparing, you can transform your healthcare visits into a positive and fruitful experience.
The past, 2-ish years, I would say I really realized that if you don't ask for or say things specifically what you need or want, healthcare, they're just going to do it the way they feel is best or whatever.
I had to go have a mammogram, and I'd had a mammogram before at 35 because my doctor, my OBGYN, decided that I was kind of higher risk. I learned from that first mammogram, I needed someone from behind holding me up and then someone from the front to help kind of situate my body the way it needed to be to get the machine to take the pictures. So when I had to have this mammogram at 40, it was a different place. And I said to the lady, as she took me back, you're going to need at least 2 people. Oh, girl, I do this all the time. I got you. I said, no, I've had a mammogram before. I'm positive that you won't be able to help me alone. And this was one of those situations where I was adamant. I was advocating for myself, and she still didn't listen. And so we got about a few ways in where I was situating and she realized she needed another person. So she went and got a second person and ultimately got through it. And afterwards, I said to her, it really would have made this easier and a much better experience for me if you had listened to me from the start. The next time you have someone with a disability, trust that they know what they need.
Don't be afraid to voice your needs to healthcare professionals. If you're not being listened to, don't be afraid to enlist help from someone in the vicinity. Lastly, navigating insurance can be difficult and frustrating. You may want to ask your insurance company the following questions before making a doctor's appointment. Does the insurance plan cover treatment for your condition or illness? Are there any limits or exclusions on coverage for treatment needed for your condition? Is prior authorization required for certain types of treatments or procedures? Are there any out-of-pocket costs that you may be responsible for, like deductibles or copays? Will insurance cover the cost of assistive devices or technologies that may be necessary for your care? Are there any in-network providers or facilities you should visit for optimal coverage? Is there a process for appealing coverage denials or disputes with the insurance company? Should something not be covered, inquire about an appeal process which your doctor can support with added documentation. Remember to also inquire about deductibles, limitations, and prior authorizations.
Go with your gut. If something doesn't feel right, speak up. And I think that can go for anybody. Just get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Remember that advocating for yourself and having a good understanding of your rights and insurance coverage can make accessing healthcare as smooth and efficient as possible. For more information, be sure to download the resources for this video series.